Welcome back to my channel, and if you're a first-time subscriber, thank you for clicking on the link and giving this page a try. As I've mentioned before, we'll be exploring some topics surrounding motherhood, surrounding being a first-time mom, while still keeping with the natural hair content and a bit of lifestyle element. Thank you for being here. So one of the very common questions that I get around breastfeeding twins is it even possible? A lot of first-time moms, a lot of men, a lot of women often think that it isn't possible, that the human body doesn't have the capacity to provide and to make milk in order to sustain life, right? Well, two lives at the very same time. But let me tell you that the woman's body is absolutely magical. There is nothing that it cannot do. One of the wonders is being able to produce milk. So one of the first things that happen when you deliver twins at a hospital is that ideally, your nursing staff or your team of medical professionals should be able to surround you and to quickly start with latching. So assist you with latching the babies and showing you the proper form and proper methods for breastfeeding. You can, if you do have time, we completely ran out of time, to do classes beforehand. And you can meet with lactation consultants even before, your babies arrive or your baby arrives, and you can get all of the techniques and the information that you need. So my experience in hospital, just after 30 minutes, or rather within 30 minutes of delivering the babies, I had the nurses come in, they propped us up on pillows, a baby on each side in what is typically called the football hold. So their heads were right close to my bosom like this and legs facing the back of the bed. And they propped the babies up, latched them, and from that instant, babies know exactly what they need to do. So they start sucking. They're born with that sucking motion. You'll notice when you go for your scans quite often that you'll see your baby, in that sucking motion, either sucking on a finger or a thumb, something along those lines. So they do that, and it's quite a strange sensation at first. And it can be painful if the babies aren't latched correctly. And even if they are latched correctly, I experienced a little bit of pain because it's a different kind of stimulation to that area, and it's for a prolonged amount of time, right? So it's almost every 2 hours that babies need to latch initially in order to get that milk flowing. So first, you won't have milk squirting out of your boobs. No, I don't believe that's how it works. Or maybe for some women it does. Comment below in the comment box and let me know what your first experience was. So I would squeeze and I would see just a little bit of a yellowy, thickish substance, and that's what they call the colostrum. So it's very high in energy, high in nutrients, and you'll see the nurses, or rather they should explain, and the doctors, that they'll take away the babies and go test their blood sugar levels in order to see if the babies are indeed getting enough. I think if they aren't, that's when the doctor will prescribe or put your baby on formula. But the hospital that I was at, as well as my medical team, they were all about breastfeeding. So the nurses would bring the babies around the clock. I spent 3 days in the hospital, and they would bring them day, night, and we'd latch and we'd have to, get the milk flowing. Some moms, if your baby is in the NICU, which is the baby ICU, you are told to start pumping, start massaging the breasts and extracting as much milk as possible so that your baby can be either, I think maybe they give them with spoons or whatever it is that they do in that section of the hospital. But so that by the time you both go home, by the time the baby is discharged, you are able to now keep up with the demands of the baby. So breastfeeding twins is absolutely possible. Right now in our journey, we're 6 months along. I'm 6 months postpartum and the babies are 6 months old. They currently are taken care of somewhere else during the day while I run around and work, and while Dad is working as well. So on a typical day, they each get about 5 bottles of breast milk. It fluctuates between 4 and 5. They're currently on solids now, and we're just gauging how that goes with their amounts, but so far so good. So I need to pack the bottles early in the morning, usually give them about 4 ounces. That's about 120 mils per bottle. And that means that the day before I'm pumping for the next day's bottles. So for today, the bottles that they have for today, I started pumping yesterday as well as overnight into the AMs. So your pumping schedule should be what works best for you, but you want to make sure that you are keeping up with the demand. I'm not saying it's easy. It's very difficult if you are a working mom, and at times employers aren't too understanding when it comes to what it is that you need to do in order to provide for baby. So you need to be pumping every 2 to 3 hours, I think, is the general rule of thumb. Please remember, I'm no expert. I'm just a mom sharing her experience. Every 2 to 3 hours. The longest I have stretched in between pumps, I think, was about 8 hours. And that's when you get that uncomfortable feeling of engorgement and you just know you need to release and express milk. When it comes to building up your supply, with breast milk, it's a supply and demand situation. So the more that leaves the breast and leaves, the glands, the more you're signaling to your body that, baby needs more milk, so I need to get on it and start producing more and more and more. One of the best ways that I noticed is to always keep baby on breast. So you can have a breast pump, but nothing will remove milk out of your bosoms like a baba. Trust me, it works like magic. With pumping, I found quite often that I get my highest volumes when I'm constantly massaging. So you need to constantly massage for 30 minutes and it can get very exhausting, or for however long your pumping sessions last. So as you pump throughout the day, remember just those little things like massaging your breasts, as well as drinking water. Drink your water. Like right now, I'm thirsty, I'm parched. I haven't had a cup of tea. I haven't had water just yet. It's been a crazy morning running around trying to get this video together. So I hope that you bear with me, and I hope that I can get my water intake back up. So let's talk a little bit about nutrition. So let's talk nutrition. We mentioned water, and one of the first things that you want to do in order to keep your supply up is to eat a big bowl of oats every morning. Girl, if you don't like oats right now, you need to get into it, because that will definitely help keep up and also boost your supply. So a big bowl of oats is necessary. It's got all those good, what do they call them again? Glu, blah, 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 somethings. I'll insert the word. And these are basically, nutrients that are going to help you form milk, that are going to help you make milk and ensure that your supply stays up. So eat, mama. You are going to be hungry. I'm hungry right now talking to you. I will probably eat something in the car on my way somewhere. Just keep food around, and you want to ensure that you get the right kind of nutrition. So a big bowl of oats, you can add banana, you can add blueberries, you can add cinnamon. I add some chia seeds to it as well. Keep some healthy snacks around as well, even as you're pumping. And overnight, as you're nursing baby, you may feel that you get hungry. So try and avoid what I went for, the chocolate muffins, the treats, the sweets, the chips, the desserts. Of course, you can still indulge, but try and keep some, healthy fruits around, some rice cakes with almond butter. All those good fats are what you need. So remember, just as you were nourishing your body while pregnant, you need to nourish your body while breastfeeding, because baby is getting everything from you, all of the nutrients that they need, as well as the correct amount of water intake. So remember, at a certain stage, your baby doesn't need to even drink water, doesn't need tea. What you are able to provide from your body is sufficient. So then you need protein. So try and ensure that there's protein with every meal that you eat. Have your chicken livers, have chicken, have meat, have fish. If you are a vegetarian, you can get your protein from quinoa, your beans, your legumes, and all of that. So ensure that you're eating a balanced diet. What else am I forgetting? Your prenatal vitamins. I'm not sure if your doctor But my gynecologist told me to stay on my prenatal vitamins for as long as I can. So I'm still on them. 6 months later, I'm still popping, Prego Mega. That's the brand that I was prescribed and have stuck with ever since. Hopefully your brand is treating you well, or you can shop around and you can ask some other moms, comment below and, give suggestions to a first-time mom. But I'm on Prego Mega Plus and I'm still drinking that every day because it has the omega-3s, it has the multivitamins and all of that to help me boost what I cannot eat in my body, what I cannot eat and get into my body in a timeless fashion. Of course, your multivitamins are helping you keep up that immune system. Also, especially during these germy times, do try and keep your household, clean and free of too many individuals coming in. When you are dealing with a newborn, you want to keep your strength up as well so you are able to produce milk. Breastfeeding is also one of the most meaningful things I've ever done in my life. It is very selfless. It is very demanding to my body, right? You still, even after giving birth, you don't feel like 100% of yourself is back. And you do this in order to provide the best for your babies. So ensure that the people that you have around you when it comes to friends and family are supporting your well-being. So whether it's in a physical aspect, coming through to mop the floors, wash the dishes, cook a meal, that is fantastic. That is what we want for you, right? Also to ensure that you are supported. It's been interesting to see that a lot of women, first-time moms, when they say that they will be breastfeeding, even in an African context, you are met with concerns that, can you do it? And I think it's very important that if you are someone's support structure right now, encourage mom. Make her feel like a badass. Make her feel like she can absolutely do this, because it goes a long way. Once I started worrying about my supply and questioning and doubting myself, that's when I ran into problems, right? And it also came around the time when I went back to work and I really started pumping. So then you start seeing amounts and you question yourself and you're like, is this enough? And people will also see the amount that comes out in a bottle and they'll think that it's not enough for a baby. What you are doing is sufficient. What you will measure is how many wet nappies baby produces in a day according to their age. I'll also link some resources down below so you can compare and speak to your pediatrician, speak to your gynecologist as well. They should ask you very early on or at some point in your third trimester what your support system at home looks like, as well as what your feeding needs for baby will be. Now let's talk formula. Dun dun dun. The big devil. No, it's not a devil. It is a means in order to help supplement where moms cannot. There are mothers who are completely, due to medical reasons, time constraints or whatever it may be, are unable to breastfeed their baby and are unable to produce milk. So what do? Formula is given. We went through our own formula episode, and this was about 3 weeks in since I got back to work. And that was because I couldn't find the correct amount of time and I couldn't relax enough at work in order to pump. So we had to supplement. So the babies get 5 bottles each. So that's 10 in total. The 5th bottles, that's where I was struggling to meet my quota. And then we decided, we spoke to the pediatrician, of course, and he gave a recommendation of a brand, and we started using formula for a while. I think we bought about 2 smallanyana or whatever, medium-sized tins, and we went through that. I think there are about like 3-4 scoops left in the current tin that we have now, which is the second one. What I did not enjoy with formula was that the babies actually developed a cough. So they had this phlegmy sort of mucousy response, even to the degree where I started questioning, could it be, the virus? Are the babies, did they catch something from me? Because dad is working from home. I'm the one in and out of the house, to and from studio and the like. And I just really didn't enjoy, hearing my kids hacking like smokers. But I will say this, fed is best. This is not a channel that discriminates. I'm just sharing my experience and why I opt to, struggle through every day walking around pumping wherever I go, because I prefer to feed my babies breast milk. But mom, if you prefer formula, or if you all have met, or if you're in the middle and you've met this place where certain bottles are supplemented and they're formula, that's fine as well. And you are able to give a percentage of breast milk. That is fantastic as well. The benefits are endless, of giving babies breast milk. I've also noticed with little rashes and things on their skin, you rub a little breast milk on there for about a week and you're good to go. So the health benefits are really, really immense. For both mom and baby. So our formula story, we're probably going to dip in and out, but for now, we've just made the solid decision to just, exclusively give breast milk. We're breastfeeding. We've started solids, so that's very fun. We're eating all sorts. Let me know if you would like a video about our solids journey. Okay, so a change of situation scenario outfit because life happened. I ran out of memory on my SD card. So I lost quite a bit of what I was saying at the end. I had to change and quickly get ready for work. Bona, life is just happening. But I wanted to finish off this video regardless of how I look or what situations have changed. And we were talking about nutrition and the closing of thoughts around that were around protein, drink your water, don't miss any meals, do try and eat as healthy as possible, and stay on your prenatal vitamins that your doctor prescribed for you. Or maybe you could even switch it up and try a different brand, right? Then one super important thing that I was able to consume, it's a product that I found online. I think you can order them on Take A Lot. They are the Mrs. Milk lactation bars. Website mrsmilk.co.za. I will link below. So this is the box that they come in. It's a box of 10. So I opted to eat these when my supply started running a little bit low and I felt that I needed something to boost it. So you boost your supply through pumping with more sessions. So adding like power pumping, as well as adding like more to your nutrition. So there are things and supplements, natural, there are pills that I think your doctor can prescribe to you. I think the sweet spot is somewhere between after you're just discharged and 6 weeks. But I opted for these when I noticed that my supply was dipping, and that typically happened when my period came back. Now, look, Auntie Susie, she's been very inconsistent of late, but when she came back, she really messed with my hormones and my levels dipped. So what these have are oats, dark chocolate coating, but they have like things like sunflower lectin. So sunflower lectin is going to help release the milk. It's going to help it flow. Something about not making it as sticky or something in the breast. Look, I'm telling you my layman's way of how I understand these things. So what this also has, it has fenugreek, it has brewer's yeast, it has sunflower seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, coconut oil, and all these good things in order to keep your breast milk flowing. So you want to look into supplements and things that you can take. I do drink rooibos mutoho when I was with my mom, like religiously. What else was there? What am I forgetting? Yeah, those are the kind of things that you need. We can also talk about supplies. What are the essentials? But this was just a quick intro video into the breastfeeding world of twins and how I've managed so far. If there's anything else that you want me to mention, please comment below, and I think I will make a video separately and we can address each thing. I need to mention that I did buy 2 brands of breast pumps. First, the Tommy Tippy, the single pump, and now I'm fully on the Spectra S1 Plus. It is amazing. It does cost a pretty penny, so be sure that you are saving up for it if you know that you'll definitely be pumping. Or what you can do is also check with your medical aid provider and see if they'll be able to cover that charge either from your medical aid savings or maybe it's a benefit that you have. Do get a pump if you plan on breastfeeding and you are a working mom. I see no other way around it. When you leave your child or your children with someone, they need to have, an adequate amount of bottles in order to supply your baby the milk that they need. It is possible. Make sure that your circle, the people around you, are conscious of what they say and how they say it. Be able to express to them that this is indeed what you want to do. So have a happy home. To caregivers, to hubbies, anyone who is currently, trying to support a breastfeeding mom, reassure her, tell her that she's doing a good job. Fetch her that glass of water when she sits down with baby in order to nurse, and just provide even other reading materials. Maybe you want to send her this video to encourage her, but do what is best, because when there's a happy mom, there's a happy baby. So if there's anything more that you'd like to know, anything about the babies, I'll include some cute pictures over here, or in this video you might have seen them. Follow me on social media at Fifi_CM on Twitter and Instagram. You have yourself a fantastic day, and remember, you're doing great.